Charlotte Wildcats travel to Milwaukee. Both of these teams have 5-5 records. Neil O'Donnell will start his first play, throwing an interception to Carl Lee. This will set up Charlotte in good position as Harold Green bobs and weaves around defenders, making it to around the red zone. Then Warren Moon would step back. The Hall of Famer with a perfect pocket. He throws a touchdown to Bad Moon Rising. 7-0 for Charlotte, who picks this one up inside of Warriors territory as Rob Moore gets the ball over the middle, getting it to the 20. And then Warren Moon, still no one in his face, would throw it to Merrill Hodge, and Merrill Hodge will have it in for a touchdown. 14-0 two-possession lead. Bill Brooks would get involved as he gets the pass over the middle. He's everyone's favorite receiver who quarterbacks for the Milwaukee Warriors. This would lead to a Jeff Jagermeister field goal, 11-point lead in favor of Charlotte. Warren Moon runs out of the pocket. He's showing off the wheels, but he gets tackled, and it's a fumble recovered by Clay Matthews. And Neil O'Donnell would get the snap, throw it over the middle to Bill Brooks, who's got quite a few touchdowns here in the BTFL Season 2. Warriors get the ball back, but now Charlotte gets the ball back as Deron Cherry would intercept Neil O'Donnell. Neil O'Donnell's second interception. Norm Johnson would capitalize on the field goal, 17-10. Neil O'Donnell, only down one possession despite the two interceptions, would throw over the middle to his favorite target, Bill Brooks, and Jeff Jagermeister would add a field goal after the drive stalls. 4-point game in favor of Charlotte. O'Donnell waits, no one in his face, throws it to Mark Clayton. A guy falls at his feet. Mark Clayton gets it inside the 10, and Rick Fahine gets the touchdown. A punt here for Charlotte as they're not able to get the punt off. It's a turnover on downs. This will set up the Warriors in good position as the field goal is made by Jeff Jagermeister. Down 6. Warren Moon throws it over the middle to Merrill Hodge, moving the chains. This would lead to a field goal by Norm Johnson. 3-point lead for the Warriors. Neil O'Donnell, offensive line holding up well. Reggie Brooks gets involved to around the 30. And then Reggie Brooks will take the direct handoff. He goes whoop around defender, splitting the defense. And the Warriors are up by 10. Last-ditch effort. 4th and 10. Warren Moon drops back, steps up, incomplete to Rob Moore, and that's a turnover on downs. Milwaukee wins 37-20. They're in first place, and the Wildcats are 5-6. Chicago Chiefs, New Orleans Tigers action. Let's go. Frank Reich comes back from injury, the comeback kid, as the Tigers have not been doing very well this season. But Barry Sanders, the human highlight, the human joystick, has some power. He goes, get off me, getting it into Tigers territory. And Jim McMahon, play action, rollout, bootlegs, throws it to Art Monk in the middle of the end zone. They've got the touchdown, 7-0 lead. New Orleans Tigers, Frank Reich, the comeback kid, he throws a jumping pass to Derek Russell, and Derek Russell would go all the way. The game is tied at 7. Next drive for the Chiefs, McMahon throws to Art Monk over the middle, dragging into Tigers territory. This would lead to a Jason Strelowski field goal, 10-7. Barry Sanders, he's still the human highlight reel, the human joystick, getting it inside the 20, and Strelowski would make another field goal. It'd be a 6-point ball game for the Chicago Chiefs. Emmitt Smith would finally get into this game, running down the left side, hugging the sideline to around the 20. The comeback kid, Frank Reich, would throw another touchdown to Derek Russell. That's 2 for this game. It's a 1-point lead for the Tigers. Jim McMahon, play action, rollout, bootlegs again, throws it over the middle to his favorite target, Art Monk, as Art Monk gets it to around the 35-yard line. Sorofsky tries another field goal, and it's good. It's a 2-point ball game. Another lead for Chicago. Frank Reich would throw it down the right side to his wide receiver, Miller, and Anthony Miller gets it inside the 5. This would lead to an Al Del Greco made field goal. 1-point ball game for the Tigers. Jim McMahon, play action, rollout, bootlegs again. It's his favorite play. He throws it down the left side to John Taylor. John Taylor gets it into the 15. Play action, rollout, bootlegs again. Alonzo Highsmith, touchdown. 3rd touchdown of the game for the Chiefs. And Jim McMahon, Emmitt Smith would run down the left side. He's gaining momentum to the 30. Frank Reich in the red zone steps up. He throws an interception to Mark Carrier. Huge mistake, down 6 in the 4th quarter. John Taylor would catch this pass down the left side as there is no cornerback in his stratosphere. And inside the red zone, Jim McMahon makes a mistake, throws an interception, gives the Tigers a last-ditch chance, down 6. Reich steps up into the pocket, and the comeback kid throws it to Tommy Vardell for the first down. 4th and 3 for Reich, the comeback kid. He hands it off to Emmitt Smith, and they are unable to get the first down, and the Tigers lose 23-17. San Francisco Sharks go to Washington to play the Generals. We got action here, late game slot. Don the Magic Man Mikowski steps up into the pocket, and he throws an interception to Rich Miano. This would lead to Sean Salisbury Stake running out of the pocket, throwing it across his body, which you should never do, intercepted by Kevin Ross. Next play, Mikowski to James Jett, and he rocket catches the ball, gets it inside the 5-yard line, setting San Francisco up well as Robert Del Pino gets the shovel pass, but he would get tackled, balls on the ground, it's a fumble, recovered by the Generals. Sean Salisbury Stake would throw the curl route to Mark Super Duper gets it inside of the red zone, and Salisbury Stake runs out of the pocket. He's intercepted by Greg Jackson this time. Don the Magic Man Mikowski play action fake. He's intercepted by Bobby Humphrey. Don the Magic Man Mikowski right before half runs out of the pocket. He gets tackled. It's a fumble. Ball is recovered by Rich Miano, and the half is 0-0 ball game. Tight action here as Don the Magic Man Mikowski would throw it down the left side to Robert Del Pino. Jumping up to make the catch, the backup running back would get it inside the 5, and Gary Anderson would add a field goal. It's 3-0 in a baseball score-like game. Sean Salisbury Stake, pressure in his face, throws it down the left side to a wide open Mark Duper. The safety dives at his feet. He's unable to get him, and Duper's got the touchdown. Super Duper touchdown, 4-point lead for the Generals. Sean Salisbury Stake throws an interception, this time to Darrell Williams. And Don the Magic Man Mikowski set up in good field position, throws the ball to James Jett. That's the rabbit he's got out of his hat. Touchdown San Francisco. It is 10-7. Robert Del Pino would get the shovel pass. Get off me. I'm getting the first down. 3-point ball game. Del Pino with the flip to the right. He's hugging the sidelines. He's got the touchdown. 10-point ball game, and the game ends 17-14. Sharks are in the win column. Generals are 4-7. Two struggling teams, the 3-win Buffaloes and the 4-win Mustangs. It would be even worse for Carlson at the very beginning. He's sacked by the Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, one of the best defensive players in NFL history. This would lead to Bobby Hebert throwing it short to Eric Martin, and this would lead to a Flawed Revez made field goal, 5-0. Sounds like a soccer score or a baseball score, right? As we'd eventually see the Mustangs get in on the action. Cody Carlson deep to Anthony Carter, and he would get inside the red zone. This would lead to Cody Carlson getting out of the pocket, getting sacked again by Lawrence Taylor. This would lead to a field goal make by Kerry Blanchard. It's 5-3. That's scoregami. Anthony Carter would get into the action again, and he'd be into the end zone for the touchdown. It is 10-5 after the extra point. Bobby Hebert needs to get the Denver Buffaloes back in the game. Pressure in his face. He throws it deep down the left side to Willie Davis, and he could go all the way for the touchdown. 2-point ball game. Buffaloes get the ball back, ensuing possession. Hebert, perfect pocket with the throw to Davis in the middle of the field, getting it inside the red zone. And then Bobby Hebert would back up inside the red zone, throw it to Eric Martin. Eric Martin's got the touchdown this time. 9-point ball game. Hebert in the shadow of his own end zone. He would throw down the left side to Willie Davis, and Willie Davis had a huge game today, getting it to the 39-yard line of the Mustangs. Hebert runs out of the pocket, throws it to Keith McKellar down the right side. Keith McKellar gets it inside the 2, and then Ron Wolfley would vulture off of that for the touchdown. Celebrate there, Bobby Hebert, 26-10. Rod Bernstein would go down the seam on this pass by Carlson, and then Cody Blanchard would make a field goal. 13-point ball game. Mustangs get the ball back, ensuing drive. The pass down the left side this time, jumping catch by Anthony Carter, making it through 2 defenders. Gets it close to the red zone, And then Cody Carlson will go back. No pressure in his face. Throws it over the middle to Rod Bernstein, but it's intercepted by Eric McMillan. But Bobby Hebert is sacked in the end zone. It's a safety. So the Mustangs get the ball back with a 9-point ball game. Anthony Carter catches it again. And he's running down the field to around the 23-yard line. The ball is handed off to Rod Bernstein, who is going to get it in the end zone, but this time he runs it in for the touchdown. Last-ditch effort, 4-point game. And Otis Anderson is tackled. He fumbles. Mustangs recover, but they don't win. Denver wins 26-22. Both teams are 4-7.